What's going on, guys? This is Jake, and in this video I'm going to be walking you through step by step how you can set up your own one product Shopify store. So we're going to be walking through every single step from start to finish. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump right into the computer and get started with the video. So the first thing you need to do is sign up for Shopify if you haven't already. So if you click the first link in the description, you'll be brought to a page that looks like this, and you can get started with Shopify for just $1 a month right here. So you can start your free trial, and then it's going to be $1 a month for the first 3 months. So very cheap way to go ahead and experiment with the Shopify platform. So after you click the link in the description, we just have to go ahead and put in our email address. So we'll do that now. And then we just click start free trial. We'll go through this information here. We can just skip through this. Where would you like to sell? Right now, we're just going to be selling on the online store. And depending on what products you're selling, you can go ahead and choose one of these options here, but you really don't have to select anything. We'll just click skip. And now we can go ahead and name our store. So I'll just go ahead and name this one product store demo. And it doesn't really matter what you name it, because you can always go back and change it later. And we can choose the country we're in. And then it's going to go ahead and build your store for you. So we just have to wait a couple of seconds. So once the store is set up, we're going to be brought to the Shopify dashboard right here. So before we go forward, there's a couple things that I want to go over. So you're going to need 3 things before we continue on with this video. So the first thing you're obviously going to need is a product to sell. So you're going to need to know what product you are looking to sell. Now this video is going to be applicable no matter what you are selling. So if you're selling your own custom-made product, or if you're selling a dropship product, or doesn't really matter, whatever you're selling, it can apply to this video. In this video, I'm going to be using a dropship product from AliExpress as an example, because it's the easiest thing to go ahead and set up. So make sure you have your product selected. And if you're struggling to figure out what to sell, then you can go ahead and look for trending products online, trending products on AliExpress, and use one of those. So once you've decided a product to sell, you're going to need a logo for it in order to actually design the store. So you can do this yourself by making an easy text-based logo in Canva, or you can go over to Fiverr, which is right here. You can just type in logo design right here, and there's going to be a bunch of different options. And you can normally spend anywhere from $10 to $50 getting a logo designed, and you'll be good to go. And after you have a logo, you're just going to need to have some images for the site. So depending on what type of product you're using, that's going to determine where you're going to get these images from. So if you're drop shipping, you can get a lot of the images from the product listing, or you can order the product and take some images yourself, or you can edit some of the product images, etc. Or you can use free stock image sites like Pixabay, which is right here, and you can search for different photos related to your product to show in your store to use as banners or whatever. So I would recommend this as a resource for getting some stock imagery for your website. And that's pretty much all you're going to need up front. So once you have all this stuff, which only takes a couple of minutes, you can go ahead and start actually setting up this single product Shopify store. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we actually need to do is just do a couple of quick settings inside of Shopify. So the first thing we need to do is come down here to select a plan, and we're going to have to do this because we're not going to be able to install apps on our store until we add a payment method and select a plan. We're going to go ahead and start with the basic one. This makes the most sense for the majority of people. Unless you're already selling a lot, then you can get a higher plan to save on transaction fees. But if you're just starting out, just choose basic and then enter your payment information. You can see that you're still not going to be charged. It doesn't change your free trial or anything. You just have to put a payment method on file, so that way we can add some apps, which we're going to have to do a little later on in the video. So we can confirm whether we want monthly or yearly, and then we can add in payment information here, which I'll do right now. So after you enter your payment info and click subscribe, you'll be good to go. You can close this out right here. And now we can go ahead and move on, because we'll be able to install all the apps we need. So the first thing that we're going to do is we need to choose the theme that we're going to use for our store design. So if you come over here to online store and themes, we can see that by default our store comes with the Dawn theme. And if we were to open up our store here, we can see that this is what this theme looks like by default. Now the Dawn theme is pretty flexible and a lot of people use it, but in this case I'm going to be using a different theme for this video. But if you want to use the Dawn theme, you can. If you come down here, you can see that there's other free themes right here that we can choose between, or you can go ahead and open up the theme store and take a look at all of the different options inside of here. But in this particular case, I'm going to be using the refresh theme. So I'm just going to click on add on refresh, and we just need to wait for this theme to install. So once the theme is installed, in order to make it active, you just have to click on publish right here, and we can see this is going to replace our current theme. So we just click publish. And now if we went ahead and viewed the store again, we can see that now we're using the refresh theme instead. So the next thing that we want to do is I want to navigate over here to pages. And we can see that by default, we have a contact page, which is already going to be good to go. But I want to add just one more page that's going to be pretty much on every single Shopify store. And that's going to be an about page. And this is where you can just put in something about your brand story right here. I'll just paste in this little snippet that is completely made up. And once we've done that, we can click on add to your store's navigation here. So this is where we can edit the menus. And I just want to add this to the main menu here. So if I open up main menu, add menu item, and we search for a link, we click pages, and then we click about us and we click add, we can see that now our about us is going to be added to this menu. If I were to click save and open up online store now, we can see that about us is showing up right here. So that's how you can add additional pages to your store. And if you want to go ahead and add in a couple other pages that would be good, would be recommended to add in the terms of service and privacy policy, and then add that to your footer menu down here. But we'll get back to it a little later because it's pretty much the same process. So now that we have selected our theme, we need to go ahead and add our product to our store before we can actually start designing it. So like I said, I'm going to be selling this particular product in this store. So this skincare bundle from AliExpress. Now, if you are selling an AliExpress product, I would recommend using the de-essers app, which will help speed up the order fulfillment process. But in this video, since we're only doing one product to save time, I'm not going to actually go through that setup process. However, I do have a completely separate video on de-essers if you want to know how to set that up. I'll leave a link to that in the description. So we're going to head over here to products, and we're going to click on add your products. So we're going to give this a title right here. So I'm going to name it the Skin 3-in-1 Facial Care Bundle. And then we need to give it a bit of a description. Now, in order to write product descriptions, you can take some info from the dropshipping supplier listing if you want, or you can use AI tools like ChatGPT or Shopify's auto write right here to help you with writing good product descriptions. So I'm going to just take an auto written one right here and paste that in. And then now we have the media section right here. So if you're selling your own products, you can go ahead and upload your photos here. And if you're selling an AliExpress dropship product, we can take these photos from here and use them in our store. So let's say in this case, we wanted to use these photos. In order to actually download these photos, you're going to need a Chrome extension. So for AliExpress in particular, you can use this extension called AliSave, which when you get it, it will let you download photos straight from AliExpress. So I've went ahead and added it to Chrome, and we can click on the extension. I'll click on main, and we can see that it's downloading the main images from this page here. Now, if we open this one up, we can see that this is the first image right here, and this is going to be the default image that we want to use. However, we do want to get rid of the branding here because this isn't going to look optimal. So if we went ahead and close this out, we could choose to edit this in a couple of ways. So if you have Photoshop, you could edit it within Photoshop. However, editing it within Canva would probably be easier because most people probably aren't paying for a Photoshop subscription. So if we came over here to canva.com and I click on upload here, and we're going to start from a file. So we're going to choose that image that we just used, and we're going to open it up right here. And all we need to do is get rid of this right here. So there's a couple ways we can do it, but the easiest way is, since right here this background is white, if I just go over here to elements and I click on this square, I can drag this square up here and I can just change it to white, and there we go. It's gone just like that. And we can see that that looks a lot cleaner because we don't have this random brand name that's going to be associated with our website on here anymore. So once you do that, you can just go ahead and click on share, and click on download, and you'll be good to go. So coming back over to our product page now, we can go ahead and add these product photos in. So I'm going to click add. And we're going to add a couple of images in right here. And then we can come down here and actually set our pricing. So in this case, we're going to sell this for $29.99. And if you wanted to put it on sale, you could set the compare at price at something higher. You can choose whether or not you want to charge tax on this product here. We can track our quantity. In this case, I will untrack the quantity here. And we can choose this as a physical product. We can give it a shipping weight. Let's say this is about 3 pounds. This will come into play for shipping later. And you can add in variants and such if you like, but we're just selling one product with one variant. We're keeping it simple, so we don't need to do any of that. And since we're only selling one product, we don't really need to give it tags or anything either, because customers aren't going to be searching through our store because we only have one product. So it makes things a lot simpler. So we can literally just do this, click save, and we're done. So now that we've actually added the product in, let's start actually designing this store. So if we come down over here to online store, and we're going to click on customize here next to refresh. And this is where we can actually start customizing the theme. So up here on top, if we get familiar with the editor, we can see that we can edit different pages by clicking up here. So by default, we're editing the home page. We can click on all these other pages here. So if we were to look at like the contact page, for example, we can edit this. If we were to come up here, edit our product page, which we're going to do a little bit later, we can do that. But we're going to start with our home page. So in order to design the home page, the main things that we're going to need is our logo, of course, and then we're going to need our color scheme decided. So whenever you've created a logo and a brand around a product, you're typically going to be based around a particular color scheme. In this case, you're normally going to be based on 1 or 2 colors. So I made a sample text-based logo here that's just called Skin that we're going to be using for this demo. And the primary colors that I'm going to be using for this brand is going to be the 2 colors from the product here. So a shade of blue and then black. So a lot of times you can build your branding based on the colors of the products you're selling. If you want, that's a quick shortcut you can go ahead and use. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to come down here to theme settings. And we're going to click on logo, and this is where we're going to add our logo in. So we're going to click on select image, upload image, and we're going to upload our logo right now. So I'm going to upload this logo in and click on done. And then we can see we can change our logo width here. So I'm going to make it bigger and see what that looks like. And yeah, I like the look of that bigger since it's a text-based logo. And then we have the favicon image. So this is what's going to show up right here on the Shopify bag. So normally you're going to want an icon version of your logo up here. For the sake of brevity, I didn't make one for this video, but this is where you'd put that in up here because that's what's going to show up in this spot right there. So we have our logo. Now we're going to come down here to colors, and this is where we can set up different colors. So in here is where we can set up all of the primary colors for our store. So these colors we're going to be able to use throughout the entire store editing process. We're going to be able to set up certain parts of our store to show different things based off of the accents and such that we choose. So I'm going to go ahead and set accent 1 to this primary shade of blue. So in order to do that, you're going to need to get the exact hex code from your logo and branding. So you can do that inside of a image editor like Photoshop, or if you don't have that, you can come over here to imagecolorpicker.com. You can upload your logo here, click anywhere in here, and you'll see the hex code for that color will show up, and then you can paste that hex code in here. So accent 1 is going to be this primary blue. Accent 2, like I said, we're going to make that black. We're going to also make the text on our store black. We're going to make the outline button the same blue as our accent 1. And we're going to keep background 1 and background 2 the same as gray and white. Now you can play around with these colors to fit what suits your color scheme the most, but like I said, basing your store around 1 to 2 colors is going to be the simplest solution. So at this point, I'm going to click save, and there are other things we can edit in here, but we're just trying to get our one product store up looking good as quickly as possible. So we're not going to get into the weeds too much. And now we're going to jump over here to sections. We're going to actually get into editing this store. So the first thing we have to edit here is our announcement bar. So we can see by default it says welcome to our store. So we can really make this say whatever we want. In this case, maybe I'll make it say free shipping on all orders. And we can see here that we can edit the color scheme. So we have accent 1, which we set. We have accent 2, background 1, background 2. So we'll keep it at accent 1. I think that looks good. And we can make this link to something if we wanted to as well. But in this case, we'll just keep it as an announcement. I'll click save. We'll jump to the header section here, which I think already looks good as it is. We already have it linking to our main menu. We have our logo and everything set up. So really, we don't have to mess with anything in here. And the next thing we need to really start filling out is this slideshow here. So we need a background image for this slideshow, and we can have one slide or we can have multiple slides. So this is where getting some free stock footage from Pixabay would make sense. So you could type in something like, in this case, like men's skincare, to go ahead and try and get some stock imagery for your backgrounds, which for the sake of brevity, I've already done. So I already have the images. So depending on what you're selling, search that up in here, get some free stock photos. You can use that as your background, or you can use custom photos you've taken or product photos, etc. Maybe pictures of you or other people using the product. So we're going to click on the first slide right here, and I'm going to click on select image, and we're going to go ahead and upload a background image here. So I'm going to upload this image right here, and we're going to click done. And now what I'm going to do is, it looks a little bit big, so I'm going to click on slideshow up here, and I'm going to change the slide height to medium. And I think that looks a lot better. And now we're going to come back down here. This is where we're going to edit this text. So I'm going to go ahead and add in some copy to fit our site here. And then we're going to come down here, add in the subheading, change the heading size to small. And I'm going to change the content alignment to bottom left, because I think that looks a little bit better. It's not blocking out the dude's face as much. And we can edit the color scheme by clicking different options right here. I'll choose background 1 because I like the button to be this blue color right here. And then we can click on save, but in this case, this does look a little bulky, so I'll actually get rid of the second bit right here, and we can see that this looks a little bit better now that it's smaller. And I'll click on save. And if you had multiple images, you could just click on add slide right here to create multiple slides like this. But in this case, we're keeping it simple. We're going to do one slide, and now we're going to move on. So the next section that's showing up in this template by default is featured products, but we only have one product, so we don't really need a featured product section. So what we're going to do is click on the featured collection section and remove it. And now we need to go ahead and add in our own section. So I'm going to click add section. And in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in 3 different sections that are going to showcase the 3 different products that come in our singular bundled skincare product. So I'm going to add in 3 image with text sections right here. So we have image with text, and then I'm going to click on duplicate here. So now we have 3 image with text sections right here. And next, I'm going to add one more section, and it's going to be a rich text section that we're going to use as the header for these 3 images of text. So I'm going to grab this section here, drag it on top, and what I'm going to do is click on buttons, and I'm going to remove this block, and I'm going to click on this text. I'm going to remove this block because all I want this to be is a title slide. And I'm going to change this to see what's inside. And I'm going to click on this overall section. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the padding, and I'm going to make it a bit smaller. So I'm going to decrease the padding a little bit, click save. And it's important to periodically save throughout the editing process so that way you don't lose track of what you're doing. And then we're going to actually start setting up these image with text sections right here, which, like I said, are going to showcase each one of these individual products that come inside of the bundle. So first off, I'm going to click on the image with text, and I'm going to select the first image, and I'm going to go ahead and upload it. So once this is uploaded, I'm going to click done. I'm going to change the image height to medium, and then I'm going to click on the title. I'm going to put in the name of this product, and then I'm going to click on the description text, and we're going to put in the description of what this does here. And then the button, since we're not selling these products individually, I will just remove the button right there. And actually, I'm going to come back here, change the image height to adapt, but I'm going to change the image width to small. And I think that looks a little bit better. And you can play around with which color schemes you like too. So in this case, I'm going to go with, let's look at these different ones. Yeah, I'm going to go with accent 2. I think the black is a good looking contrast in this scenario. So I'm going to click save, and now we're going to jump over here to the next one and do the same thing. So I'm going to add in the next image right here, and we're going to click on done. I'm going to change the image to small. I'm going to change the image placement to image second because I want this to alternate from left to right because I think that looks a little bit better. And now we're going to come over here, put in the title, put in our description, and once again we will remove this button. We'll come back here and we are going to change this to accent 2 and click save. And now we just need to fill in the last one, so we'll just be doing the same process over again. So we'll add the image in, we'll change this to accent 2, we'll shrink this to small, we'll put in our title, we'll put in our description, and we will remove this button. So now we can see this is a good looking section so far, and this is pretty much going to be the theme of when you have a one product store. Is your home page is pretty much just going to be a giant sales page that is giving a lot of information about your singular product. So since we are selling a bundle, I wanted to make sure that I would elaborate on what is inside of this bundle. So this is going to be a good thing to do in this particular scenario. So it's going to vary a little bit depending on what type of product you're selling, but you're going to want to essentially put as much information and visual stimuli about your product as possible on the home page, because since your whole store is dedicated to one product, your home page is pretty much just going to be one giant sales page. So we finished this section, so now we're going to add another section. So I'm going to click on add section, and this time we're going to add a rich text section, and we're actually going to use multiple sections of it this time. So first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the description first, actually. I'm going to paste this in. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to put the description on top of the text. I'm going to remove the button. I'm going to open up the title section, put this in here, and then I'm going to go to rich text. I'm going to change the color scheme to accent 2. And we can see that right here, this is going to just act like a why choose us section. So why choose skin, the brand here, and then we answer the question right here. So pretty much no matter what product you're selling, you can actually use a section like this and it will look pretty good. So that's why I've chosen to use that right here. So this is going to be really versatile for pretty much anything you're selling. So no matter what, you can use a section like this. I'm going to click save, and this next section now we're going to add is going to be a multi-column. So this multi-column section, I'm going to use as icons that are essentially going to be showcasing benefits of our product. So fortunately, no matter what you're selling, you can also use a section like this, which is why I was trying to use very flexible sections in this design. So that way, no matter what you're selling, you can also pretty much just cut and paste the same design to your store. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to change the number of columns to 4, because we're going to be using 4 icons here. And we're going to come down here and add one more column, so that way we have 4. And now I'm going to click on the first column here, and we're going to select an image. So I'm going to add an image here. So depending on what you're selling, you're going to have to come up with your own benefits that you're going to put here. So in this case, I'm using all natural ingredients as one of my benefits. So I'm going to put the benefit here as the heading. I'm going to get rid of the description entirely. I'm going to go back to the multi-column real quick and change some of these settings because we want this to look a little bit better. So first off, I'm going to change the column alignment to center. So we're going to center this because that's going to look a little bit better. We're going to change this to accent 2. And we are going to change the image width to, let's see, 1/3, half width, I think looks good right there. So we're going to click save on those settings, and now we're going to fill in these 3 other columns with 3 other icon benefits. So in this case, if you were duplicating this for your own product, you would just need to think of 4 benefits of either your product or your brand, and then get some icons that represent those benefits and put them right here. So this process is going to be very similar for each one of these. So I'm going to go ahead and add in the other 3, and we'll be right back. So we went ahead and added in these additional icons right here, and we can see that this section looks pretty good. But now what we need to do is click on multi-column here. We need to get rid of the heading entirely. And we also need to get rid of the button. And lastly, I'm going to change the secondary background to show as column background to none, because I think that looks a little bit better. And we can see that we are good to go. So I'm going to click on save, and now we are going to add a couple more sections. So I'm going to click on add section once again. So for this last section here, I'll just come down here to featured product, then come up here, click on select product. We're going to select our one product, of course. Click on select here, and this is going to allow people to buy our product straight from our home page. So I'm going to click on save. We're pretty much done setting up the majority of the home page. We just need to edit the footer. Now you could come in here and edit the text copy of the email sign up. So I would recommend changing to something like subscribe to get 10% off or something like that. And in this case, we'll just get rid of this and just have this there. We'll make this a bit smaller and click save. And now we're going to go into the footer and edit this. So what I'm going to do is add a couple sections. So first I'm going to add a menu block. Then I'm going to just add a text block. I'm going to add another text block. And then I'm going to add an image block. So firstly, we'll edit the menu. This is where we can put our footer menu right here. So by default, it's already set the footer menu, which is good to go. And I'll just change this to links. And then this heading I'll use in this particular case as a bit of a contact section right here. So we'll put in some information here. So this is where you can put in like your support phone number, email, business address, etc. This next one you can put like your brand mission in here, but in this case I'll just put some dummy text because I didn't actually prepare that for this video. And then this image section, what I'll do is I'll actually just put a white version of our logo here at the bottom. Click on done, and I'm going to make the image bigger, and yeah, we'll keep it at center alignment. We'll click on save, and now we can see that just like that, we now have a fully fledged footer that we created in about 60 seconds. So now our home page, it looks good. And one thing we do want to confirm real quick is we want to click this shop button right here. We want to change it from shop all to now, since we only have one product. And then we're going to change this from all products, and we're going to go to products, and we're going to make this link to our one product right here, and then click save. And now we can see our home page is pretty much done. And one thing you want to check before finishing is switching over to mobile, just to make sure that everything looks good on mobile as well. So we can scroll down, and we can see that everything looks nice and clean on mobile as well. So the home page is good to go. So we're going to come back to desktop, and now we just need to edit our product page. So if we open up products here, open up default product, we're going to see our product right here. And we can see that the product page is pretty much already fine. The only thing that's really missing on the product page is going to be product reviews. So obviously our home page is pretty much acting as a giant sales page for our product. So we want our product page to be pretty simple, where we just have the product, add the cart, the description, and then we need some reviews down here and we'll be good to go. So in order to actually add product reviews to our store, we need to click on exit. So in order to actually set up reviews, you're going to need to click the second link in the description, which is going to take you to this page right here, which is the looks, product reviews, and photos section. So this app is going to be great for setting up product reviews and giving you social proof on your store, especially if you are using an AliExpress dropshipped product, because it's going to allow you to import reviews straight from the AliExpress listing over to your actual product page. So click the second link in the description down below to get to the Looks app here, and then we're going to click on Add App to our store right now. Click on Install App, and we can see right here they have free trials, and if you go through my link in the description, you're going to get an extended free trial right here for 30 days, and you can choose which plan you want to go ahead and use. I'm going to just go with the growth plan by default. They all come with a free trial, so you can try out whichever one you want. And I'm going to go ahead and start the free trial for the app here, and we just have to approve the charges. But just like your Shopify free trial, you're not actually going to be charged right now. But this is why we had to select a plan earlier, just so that way we can actually add these apps to our store. And then once we're inside Looks here, we just need to click continue on our language. And then we can choose when we want to ask for reviews. So by default, it's going to be 14 days after the order is fulfilled. So you can change this to be sooner if you want, depending on your fulfillment times. Click on continue. You can choose to offer a discount for users to go ahead and submit photo and video reviews as well. So this is going to be a good incentive to help your store to get more reviews. So I would recommend doing that. We'll just stick with the default 15%. And now we can go ahead and click on import now if we want to go ahead and import some reviews. So I'm going to do that. And we can see here that we need to do the one-click import from AliExpress. So we need to follow these instructions. So the first thing we need to do is drag this button up to our bookmarks bar. So I will drag this up top. We can see that it shows up here. And we can just go to AliExpress product page we want to import the reviews from. And then we just click this button right here. And then we enter the product title of the product page you want the reviews to appear on, and the reviews will instantly appear on our store. Before we do that, I want to jump back over here to the theme customizer. We're going to open this up, and now we're going to head over to our product page, default product once again. And we can see here that now we can see the Looks app has already been added. So we can see we have the rating widget that's going to be showing up here, and then we have the reviews widget, which is where reviews are going to be showing up down here. So we can see that it's automatically installed on the store without having to actually go ahead and set up anything at all. So I just wanted to showcase that real quick. And what we'll do now is come over here to AliExpress to try and import some of these reviews. Now, since this particular product is out of stock, its reviews are not very plentiful. All right, so this is going to be the product we're going to be taking reviews from, because it's pretty much the same product and it has more reviews. So once you find the product that you want to import reviews for, you just need to come up here and click the import to Looks button that we dragged up here earlier. You can go ahead and select the store you want to import to, and then choose the particular product. So we're going to choose the one product that we have, and we can choose how many reviews we want Looks to scan through. So in this case, we'll just do 100. And we can choose to sort by ratings. So we can do 5 stars only or 4 stars and up. So we'll do 4 stars and up. We can import the reviews from specific countries, or just keep it at all countries. And then we can have these reviews translated from other languages to English. You can also choose to sort reviews only with photos, or recent reviews, or certain variants if you want. But in this case, we'll leave all these unchecked. And then we'll just click on preview and import. And then we'll just have to go through here and import these reviews individually. So we can see here, we'll be able to see the text, and you can choose to either reject it or import it. So I'm going to just go ahead and go through these and import them into our store now. So I'm going to go ahead and go through a decent amount of these and we'll be right back. So once you've sorted through all of those reviews, if we come back over here into our store and we click on manage reviews inside of the Looks app, we'll be able to see all of the reviews that we went ahead and imported. And once again, if we come over to the product page and I click on refresh, we'll now see that this product now has 41 reviews. And we can scroll down and we can see the reviews right here, and we can click on show more to see more reviews. So this is definitely a step that you don't want to skip, because adding product reviews to your store is going to help boost your conversion rate because it's giving you social proof. A lot of times, especially nowadays, people don't want to buy from an unknown brand that has no social proof that can be deemed as untrustworthy. So adding in product reviews is a good way to boost that social proof and help build trust with your potential customers. So you definitely want to go ahead and import reviews for every product that you can that you're selling inside of your store. And as you can see, it's a very simple process that you can do in just a couple of minutes. And at any time, you can come over here inside of the reviews section to manage these actual reviews. So if there's certain reviews that you don't want, you can come in here and just actually hide them if you so choose. That's how you can go ahead and set up your store with existing real product reviews, even if you haven't sold anything yourself yet. So definitely recommend doing that, and using the Looks app to do that is going to be the easiest way to set all of this up. So now if we go back to the home page, we can see that that's how you can essentially create a one product store in Shopify. And now there's one more thing I'm going to show you that you can do to try and boost your conversion rates on your store. So we're going to be adding one more app here. So we're going to go to the Shopify App Store once again, and we're going to search for Pine Raffle. I'll also leave, this will be the third link in the description down below. And we're going to add this app to the store. And what this is going to allow us to do is run giveaways on our store to help incentivize more people to buy. So we're going to install this app right here and then approve the charges. So when you're selling one product, and in particular, in this case, we're selling a consumable product, so a product that people are going to be needing to probably reorder at least once a month and every time they run out, what we can do is we can try to incentivize people to buy by offering them the opportunity of winning a free product. So in this case, we're going to give people the chance to win a free skincare bundle if they buy one. So they can buy one and potentially get one for free. So if we come in here to create raffle, just name it free skin bundle. And we just need to give the prize a name. So in this case, we'll just name it our product right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to end this promotion by the number of entrants. So in this case, as soon as 10 people bought our product, this promotion would end and a winner would be selected. So you have to think about essentially what type of odds do you want to give to your particular customers that are purchasing your products to win a free product. So in this case, 1 out of 10 people that purchase your product would win a free product if we did 10. So it essentially just depends on how generous you want to be. You could change this to like 1 in 100. So 1 in 100 people that buy are going to win. In this case, we'll do like 1 in 15. So we'll keep it pretty generous. And if we change the raffle type down here to products and we select our product here, this means every time someone buys our product, they're going to get 1 entry to our raffle that we're running right here. And we're going to make the prize a free product, which is going to be our one product, of course. And then we are going to make the discount expiry date well into the future, so like by the end of this year. And we're going to click on create. So now that this is created, we need to come over to the widgets section, and we are going to toggle on the widget right here. So it's going to open up our customizer. We're going to turn this on, and then we're going to open it up. And this is where we can edit this widget to show different things right here. So in this case, I'm going to change the title to win a free skin bundle right here.
And then I'm just going to change the widget colors to the primary brand colors that we've been using. So we'll make the main color our blue, and then we'll make the secondary the black. And if we scroll down here, we'll change the text color for this to light, just so that way we can see this right here. And we can see that this promotion is up and running. So now we're going to be boosting conversion rates on our store, because whenever people go on our store, they're going to see that they can win our product for free by entering right here. And we can see that the promotion ends after 15 participants, so they can see that 1 in 15 people that buy are going to be winning a free product right here. So we'll click on save, and now we're pretty much finished. So if we go ahead, back out, open up the online store again, we can take a look at everything we've created here in a quick amount of time. We've created a good looking landing page. We have added product reviews to our product page, and we have boosted our conversion rate by adding a promotion that incentivizes people to buy because they can win your product for free. So now that we've set all this up, there's a couple of boring things that we can do here at the end. So within Shopify, so if we come in here to settings, on here to payments, and this is where you can set up different types of payments that you want to do. I have a completely separate video on payments, so I'll leave that video link in the description down below. But in short, just activate Shopify payments and PayPal and you'll be good to go. Next, we have shipping. So you want to set up your shipping depending on whether you're drop shipping or whether you are selling your own products, etc. You just need to create your shipping profiles. And I, once again, have a separate video on that, which I'll link in the description. And then we also have taxes, which I also have a separate video on conveniently, which I'll leave a link in the description as well. And the last thing that you absolutely want to be doing before you go live, though, is going over to domains and getting rid of this My Shopify domain. So you'd want to have a custom domain. So in this case, your custom domain is typically going to be the name of your brand.com or something similar. So in this case, our brand name is Skin. So it could be like getskin.com, buyskinproducts.com, etc. because I'm sure skin.com is taken. So you can get a little bit creative with getting your domain, but I definitely would recommend buying a custom domain before you go live, because it looks very unprofessional to have the My Shopify in your domain with all of these hyphens and everything. So you would just click on buy new domain, set that up, and you'd be good to go. So literally, if you just follow this video and buy your own domain, you're going to have a single product store set up and ready to go in under an hour. So that's how you can set up a single product store on Shopify. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. Subscribe to this channel for more videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.